As was predicted by scientists all along, sea levels continued to rise as extreme weather events persisted over the millennia. Increases in global surface temperatures rose with the sun's output, changing the composition of the atmosphere. Over-acidification of the oceans destroyed all sea life because of melting glaciers and ice sheets. Biological systems were affected. Species had to move to higher and higher latitudes until that was no longer possible. People and species fled to the mountaintops, and wars were fought over who controlled access to the higher latitudes. In collaboration with the world media and propaganda machine, the Bogwogs claimed ownership of the planet's resources through their manipulation of currencies and corrupt banking practices, and herded poor populations into the remaining cities in pack and stack type dwellings. The gobbled-ups were designed as a law enforcement mechanism owned and controlled by the state-operated propaganda machine. Poverty, food scarcity, diseases, economic instability, and natural disasters threatened all of the known world. The biodiversity loss in forests, savannas, Arctic tundras, and coral reefs were evident as human species began to face extinction. Professor GoGo had designed a mobile module, a deep-freeze cryogenic laboratory. Inspired by an octopus, the fortified mobile module could camouflage in an instant to fend off undesirables. Outfitted with a greenhouse, soil enhancer, and a seed bank attached to its base, it also featured a water collection system that could extract water from the encroaching mud. Professor GoGo always insisted that evolution was a euphemism for mutation. Slowly but surely, everything mutates. Mrs. Hodgepodge's lineage had somehow mutated into a hybrid human bovine species, sharing attributes similar to the cow, much to her dismay. As her descendants were farmers who helped end factory farming in industrialized nations by liberating cows and pigs from their enclosures and bringing them back to organic systems, the close quarters of cohabitating over millennia fostered a shared physiology. Because of this proximity over generations to cows, Mrs. Hodgepodge's DNA mutation had become common in the northern longitudes and was referred to as being Moo Man. Gamer and problem solver Boy Watson had taken to napping on the chandelier due to the abundance of mud. When he is not inside the laboratory theater designing games, he is outside practicing McTwists or straddling dimensions. Sappho, protector of the lost legends, had diligently archived stories and blueprints of history from past human civilizations that were destroyed or altered by the crooks in action. It has now rained for 40 days. Professor GoGo and his friends were anxiously awaiting a clear sky to make the transfer from the laboratory theater to their getaway gizmo, the mobile module. Whether it is upside down or sideways, the new realities that confront Professor GoGo and his friends as mud turns into mudslides, avalanches wreak havoc, and solar flares take down the electric grid are challenging to say the least. Professor GoGo, architect of the new universe.